Good morning. I am Kevin Morgan, the Executive Director of the DC Tech and Venture Coalition. I'm also the person that sent you probably 100 emails in the last 3 days, so thank you. For those of you who didn't put it in spam, and there's a couple of you I know did put it in spam, so I'm watching you. So today, thanks to Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking, the Office of Innovation, Tamara, welcome Commissioner Woods of Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking. We have a great run of show, a wonderful day. Today's we're setting the theme for DC as an epicenter for Fintech regulation. There's a lot of momentum. We're moving quickly. There's a lot happening here, obviously on Capitol Hill, but also locally. And this is what we're looking to highlight, is that connection between federal and global, with DC, the local environment, as the anchor of that. We're here. I do want to call out and note that, one, appreciate everybody making it first thing in the morning after a holiday. Hey, Dante. As well as the World Bank annual meetings. I'm getting some texts that there have been some difficulties making their way in. So thanks for you that have navigated that. The room, this audience, just to level set for everybody, 70% of you are C-suite executives and founders. So this is a room of peers. 5% of you are active investors, some direct managers, specifically CTOs, CISOs, people with a technical background. Policies, regulators, 6%, and there are a handful of service providers who are constrained to the tables. I'm just kidding. Wonderful people. What we really try to do with these rooms is make it about the peers and the executives. So I've asked all the panelists and speakers to really focus directly on technical expertise and knowledge. The least common denominator in this room is a CTO, so strap in. We are going to go quickly. There's no active Q&A on these panels. At registration, we asked a lot of questions and got some background information. So all the panelists have received a 4-page pre-brief that we went through with targeted questions based on what you've asked. So if you do have questions, on either side of me are QR codes. Those are live. You can submit your questions. And then if we don't get to those during the panel, we will follow up with those afterwards on social media. So with that, again, we're going to go. Try and stick as much as possible to the time schedule. We're excited. I do want to thank a few other people, Josh Aswee, Amber Dudley, who else? Marissa Jennings, Ashton Brown, Michelle, where are you? Urban, who's a board member, Ashton Moore, another board member, everybody, Golden Triangle, Elizabeth Packer, who is really an advocate for this neighborhood in the Penn West Equity and Innovation District, Department of Employment and Department of Employment Services, who have launched a regional capital hiring initiative, especially to help those displaced by federal downsizing. I believe I've hit everybody. If I haven't, somebody will pull me aside and let me know, and I'll mention that at another. So here's what's going to happen. The panelists will go ahead and line up. Dante, you're good. We'll line up here. We'll move people on stage. When there's about 30 seconds left, I'll come back on. We'll move the panelists out. If you have Q&A or questions, if you do have questions, please go on the other side of the curtain, a little bit farther back from the door. We'll have somebody pushing back because there is a noise issue here. And with that, I will welcome Karima Woods, Commissioner for the Department of Insurance and Securities and Banking, to kick us off, and welcome.
Thank you, Kevin. What I know about Kevin, and I've had the good fortune of working with him for many years now, he moves quickly. So I'm going to move quickly right along with him. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Now, when I walked in the room, I could feel the energy. It was electric. You all were buzzing and networking and chatting it. So we're going to try that one more time. Good morning, everyone. Excellent, excellent. I know I am truly in the right place at the right time. I want to welcome you all to the second annual Fintech Summit here in the District of Columbia. And for those who have traveled from near or far, I want to welcome you to the nation's capital, a place where regulation, innovation, and acceleration meet. As Kevin has shared, I am Karima Woods, and I have the honor of serving as Mayor Bowser's Commissioner for the DC Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking. If you're not familiar with what we call DISB. We are the district's financial regulator. We are responsible for regulating the financial service firms that impact the lives of our residents here in the district. Part of our mission is also focused on financial education and inclusion. We're also very much committed to access to capital. And a new area, which I'll talk a little bit more about in my remarks, we also focus on innovation and the role that innovation plays within the financial services industry. So I'm pleased to be here along with a number of our partners, many of which Kevin has already mentioned. And I'll just highlight particularly my team. If you're in the room, if you could just stand so the folks know where you are and who you are. This is the DISB team that is here, and I just want to acknowledge them and thank them. Special thanks to Tamara Ziden, who is the director of our Office of Innovation and works closely with not only Kevin, but with many of the fintechs here in the district. We also work closely with our Deputy Mayor Office for Planning and Economic Development. If the folks from DIMPED aren't here, they will be here before the end of the summit, and they're very important partners to us as well. And also the DC Economic Partnership under the leadership of Derek Ford. I want to also acknowledge and thank District Angels and, of course, the DC Venture Tech Coalition. So with that, today's gathering is not your ordinary gathering. This is truly an opportunity to have a front row seat of the future of financial innovation here in the district. Many of you know that here in the district, we're at the crossroads of regulation, global finance, and policy debates. Lots of policy debates. Debates around AI, digital assets, open banking, consumer trust, all of which is shaping the next generation of fintech. So whether you are a policymaker, investor, regulator, or innovator, you're not just observing fintech here in the district, you truly are helping to define it. One of the things I like to do when I'm in front of audiences like this is really brag a little bit about DC. You hear a lot about the district, but as someone who has had an honor to live here, raise a family here, work here, have a home here, go to school here, it is a place that I call home. And it is also a very special place because we have a unique market like none other. Not only is this the nation's capital, but it also is a place where you will find universities, colleges with top-tier talent, not just in the district, but in the entire region. We also are in close proximity to a lot of decision makers. And I'll also add, and too often, I don't know if people are aware of this, but our mayor has made a number of strategic investments in growing the district's economy, particularly in key areas like the innovation economy. It's a part of her growth agenda, and she's been committed to areas like fintech, which she wants to make sure that we are working to attract more fintechs to the District of Columbia. So it's an honor to be here under the leadership of our mayor. We're fully committed to fostering inclusive economic growth through innovation. At our office, as I mentioned, we have a new office, the Office of Innovation, which we launched a couple of years ago. And we are working to also position the district as a hub for responsible fintech development. And we're doing that in tandem with a number of other key district agencies and also key district stakeholders as well. So we all know that the stakes are high, from embedded finance to decentralized systems, from Capitol Hill legislation to consumer trust. This is where the rules are written and the risks are truly being weighed. So that's why we're here today. I'm proud to be able to join you, not just as a regulator, but also as a partner. I do encourage you, if you haven't done so, to visit our table, our Office of Innovation table. We want to be here to support you, ask any questions. We also have virtual office hours or in-person office hours if you want to meet directly with any of our staff members. And before I close, I just want to share this one fact with you. According to KPMG and their most recent FinTech report, in the first half of 2025 alone, Fintech companies secured $44.7 billion across 2,200 deals globally. Now, that number is down from the previous quarter, but it is quite significant. That's not just capital, it truly is momentum. And DC is at the center of it all. So thank you. I want to just say thanks to all of our speakers and panelists. I've had a chance to review the list. Very impressive lineup. I know today will be quite dynamic, as we are also heading into FinTech Week. So I'm sure many of you know that we also have DC FinTech Week, and so we'll be seeing you at a lot of the meetings and the engagements that the FinTech folks have planned for this week as well. So glad to be able to join you. Thank you for being on this journey with us, and very much looking forward to the conversation today. Thank you, Kevin.